What are your recollections of that?
Coach reiterates that every day. And, all we can do is just, go in and play the game and not worry about that and just, execute.
Do you remember it all?
No.
You were, in Virginia, so I didn't know.
I actually didn't watch that game. I see some of the film. I see some of the film now just to go back and see what their game plan was a couple years ago and compare it to ours. But other than that,
what do you think that team didn't do that put them in the situation where they almost lost that game at home?
That question I really don't know.
What about Curtis? For you? Your senior year. This is a year for you now. Everybody's kind of pointing us. They said great things about you. How anxious are you to get this thing going on Saturday?
Oh, I've been waiting for a while, and it's kind of crazy because August went by very fast for me. I didn't think it was going to go by this fast, and we got a game in 2 or 3 days, so I'm very excited to get it kicked off. I'm tired of practicing this offense, and I'm ready just to go play.
Are you tired of practicing because of what they do, or is
it's for your mind. It's just for your mind. Your mind is going 1,000 places. It's like, oh, what do I do here? What do I do there? Because one day it'll be perfect, then the next day it's like, oh man. Then one day it'll be perfect. So you just get tired of doing it.
What do you have to do differently in this game that you wouldn't against a traditional offense or a spread? Or this is just a weird offense.
You have to be patient, and then, in a spread or pro style, you probably could run and make a mistake, and sometimes it wouldn't be a big play. But if you don't read your keys or nobody does their responsibility, it could turn into a big play every time.
What do you do specifically as a linebacker, physically, that you might not responsibility-wise? Do you have to change the way you approach the game at all?
Oh yeah, you do. It's a lot more running, obviously, when you're playing the wing T because everybody has different responsibilities, like I said. But you just have to. You can't watch it so much because your mind will start going crazy because you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to memorize this play, but you can't do that when it comes to wing T. Like I said, you got to read your keys and execute.
Curtis, your journey here at Ohio State, you went from being 5-star recruit to kind of just a guy to being Ohio State captain. Does that make you appreciate what you have a little bit more?
Yes, actually it makes me appreciate my past, where I've come from. And, I just kind of use this as a motivation to the young guys to show them, even you may not do great your first couple years here, but you can always make a change, like Coach said.
There's a couple of your teammates who said that you grew up as a player because you grew up as a person. Is that a belief that you share, that you started to catch on for that reason?
Yes, I also believe, this being my last year, and like I was telling Coach, one of my biggest fears is not being able to play football anymore. And so, it's you have to get your life together, because if you want to get to where you got to go, you either have to grow up or get out.
Curtis, last one, Curtis. Do you feel like a totally different guy than you did 2 years ago? From the standpoint of playing, etc. What do you feel like when you're out there actually on the field now?
I feel totally different. I know what I'm doing. I'm starting to, now I understand what I'm doing. I can understand what my opponent's doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's very big for a middle linebacker because you can't just rush up the field and get lucky and make a sack or something like that. So you have to be able to read your offense and go execute. So I think now that I'm understanding what I'm doing, it plays a big part.